Hey YouTube. Hey YouTube. Yes, I'm just saying. Early one morning, late the next. Early one morning. Great risings, y'all. Oh, let me put my fan on, y'all. I've been thinking about so many things. And when you get older, when you think, things slow down. You know what? I didn't even put on my sneakers yet. I haven't put on my sneakers yet. So, I was 8 minutes early yesterday, and I'll be about 5 minutes late. Oh, 5 minutes late. Y'all just keep walking, or lifting your weights, or doing whatever you do, because I'm just putting on my sneakers. Oh, have mercy, huh? No, that's not the worst thing that could happen. Trust and believe, honey. Being a little late for a live on YouTube, a live on Facebook, and an upload on YouTube, not the worst thing in the world. You can still be exercising while I'm talking. Maybe I'm transitioning. Early one day, late the next. Peanut butter, no jelly. Ham, no burger. Come on, Betsy. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Oh, you know what? Oh, this camera is too close until I get my dental work done. Child, y'all can see. I don't want you to see their remotes. Look, remotes. Come on, huh? There we go. Oh, I'm very comfortable where you're at now. You're a little on the crooked side Facebook, but what can I say? You can see I'm walking. Only thing is, I could possibly walk out of frame. Oh, when we were doing Neighbors, we had to go to this public access class to learn camera ranges and all kinds of stuff like that, because we started out using their equipment. Big black case with the cameras and the this and the that, the lights, the whole shebang. So, but I'm thinking, starting next week, maybe tomorrow, I'll talk to my aunt today, and I'll talk to Glenn today. But I'm thinking about asking my aunt and Glenn if I can call them in the morning when I start my walk. And that way I can talk and they can talk to me, but I don't have to be the one doing all the talking. I'm a great listener when you got something to say. Whew, I tell you, my ears, they instantly close the bullshit. Oh, jeez. It's just what do you call that? When you have that self-preservation reaction, you know. So, that's who we are. Oh, let me slow down some, because we do a summer stroll. Though it's nice out here today. Ooh, it's like 70-something. I slept so good last night. I got up, and I don't know what happened. I must have offended myself in some way, form, or fashion, because I was too through with me. My brain took me down a memory lane of who was there when this happened to you. When you found yourself in this situation, who was there when you got out of? Who helped you to get out? Who helped you get through it? You know, make the right moves and, you know. And I was like, okay. At this age, I knew it wasn't a blonde-haired, blue-haired guy in sandals. So let's just take that off the table. It was me. And that's why I exercise. I've always exercised. Always. Keep the blood going in your brain. Because for me, to be an African American woman in this country, stroked out, brain out, whatever, I mean, maybe it's good for you because you don't even know what you're going through. But for us on the outside that can watch you, you are getting dicked by the system. It's like they waited for you. Like when they, back in the 90s, early 2000s, when they threw all these folks on high blood pressure medication, and then when they didn't have the insurance, you couldn't get the high blood pressure, they started stroking out, stroking. Whew, that thing was scary. Oh, thank you, Great Rising. Thanks for coming on the walk with me. That thing was scary. I was living in Mount Vernon at that time, and I remember it was like everybody. When I worked in that hospital, it was like those pocketbooks was open and you would see those bags of pills. Thanks for walk with me. Is that our illustrator is in on the walk with us, and Diane. Thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. Yeah. And then they would put you on it, and for whatever reason, you couldn't afford it anymore. Basically, you changed your health insurance. Or what happened a lot was, because a lot of them was on medicated state, and when you went to recertify for your health care, and you didn't have all the documentation, they would cut you off, and you couldn't get your high blood pressure medication, so you would stroke out. Then they would have to take care of you, because now you are stroked out. So I was like, holy guacamole. High blood pressure medication and heroin was the same to me. The only difference was it was easy to get heroin, but it was hard to get high blood pressure medication. And both of them are addicted. They said once you start taking it, you take it for the rest of your life. So like I told y'all before, when they told me, oh, we passed 5 minutes, this walk is so fast. Hey, thanks for coming through. Yes, let's stay healthy, y'all. So, I remember when they told me that, I asked them, would heroin do the same for me as the medication for high blood pressure? And of course they looked at me like, I was like, look at this stupid raisin asking us this dumb question. And so they said, because this is how the medical field talks to me, no, little black raisin, heroin does not keep your blood pressure down. And I said, well, damn. I said, I don't know if I want to take the high blood pressure medication. And they were like, what? I said, yes, because I've seen people stroke out when there's no high blood pressure medication. But I've been watching junkies get high since I was 8 years old. Heroin was always there. So I wanted to know if heroin keeps the blood pressure down, I pick heroin because I'm always be able to get it over your medication. So then I told you how I had to connect with the old people. And the old people said, you got to build up a supply and put it on the side and all this kind of stuff, child. Because you never know. You never know. It was all set up like that by design. Get you on the high blood pressure medication. You don't have a change of address. You become homeless. You stroking out. You ain't getting no medication. You ain't getting no high blood pressure medication. Because you ain't getting no health insurance. So, look it. I'm walking. I exercise. Yep. At 58, they caught me. They caught me in a moment of weakness. But now I exercise. And I love, hey, thanks for coming in the room. Yes, I do I'm back to doing my weights again and my hanging. It feels so good. It feels so good. So yeah, I'm going to call my aunt and see if, I'm trying to stroll y'all, if she'll come on the air with me some mornings next week. And then my friend Glenn. And that way I can just listen to them say, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. And then y'all can hear them talking. And I'll be saying, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. It is nice and cool up in here. Whew. I was out with the dog this morning, and it felt so nice and cool. I can't wait. Back in the days, I'd be done jumped in the car and went to St. Mary's by the Sea and walked. They have this long walkway. I have old pictures on my page for me being at St. Mary's by the Sea. But not now, child. Because you don't have to wear a mask. All you have to say is, I had the shot. I'm alright with you. Again, I don't want nobody looking at me saying, now, old black raisin, how did you get the coronavirus? You was out there with the other people and you don't have a shot? What we gonna do with your little black raisin? You just don't get it. No, thank you. I'll stay here and walk on my treadmill, do my bike, do my weights, talk to my family and friends, and go from there. Yeah. Learn how to stroll. I never stroll. My walk is always purposeful. I never just stroll. Like I tell you, my cousin Jody from the Terror family. Can you imagine having a group of cousins in a family that terrorize the whole family? Everybody, child. Terrorize everybody. If it was today, half of them would be on some kind of prescription medication. A couple of them in between would be getting lobotomies or electrical shock system to the brain. And maybe two out the group would be halfway decent individuals. But no, that's too much to ask. I gotta tell you. When you raised watching your mother get her ass whipped, and there's nothing you can do about it, there is a rage that builds up inside you. And you don't get the rage for the man that's beating up the dad that's beating up your mother. You get the rage for the mother. The rage for the mother. You start to despise the mother for being hit. That's why it's almost imperative that you don't let that happen. I didn't let it happen. I had to have a talk. I had to tell him, looky here. I love you and everything, but I'm a little unstable when it comes to you threatening me, raise your hand at me, or even if I had a dream that you was going to come after me or do something to me, I'm going to react. And from my reaction, I'll spend enough time in jail to write that novel, that like 800-page novel that's in me that I don't have time to write. But sitting in a cell for 24 hours, exercising for 1 hour, is enough time for me to go inside myself and make a world and put it on paper. And I would say it just like that because, you know, it's like, wow. And then when I would come out of my haze and I would look over at whoever I was dating, and they'd be saying like, okay, I better not show too much aggression. I did have a guy, he was young, I could understand, I know what he was going through, and he wasn't violent. He was just angry because he didn't know what else to do, to challenge him. And we worked it out. But I never felt that he would, no. I would be afraid. I'd be afraid for myself because, you know, they said you go into that blackout and stuff like that. I do believe that's true, and I do believe that happened to me. If I feel threatified, if I felt threatified, look, y'all, we already at the halfway mark. I tell you, the sales for my book is not going. I don't understand it. Yes is an important word for a child. When you have to make moves and you have to go places, mommy got to go to this job, she got to go out and do that. All you get is, no, I don't go, no. Because you ain't never told him yes. Yes, mommy, let me give you a kiss. Yes, mommy, let me give you a kiss. Hands up, y'all. Choking. Hey! It's dry out here. Ooh, hey! Hey, Ezo! Thank you. How nice. She is so talented. Yeah! Thank you! Thank you! Yeah! Hey! Okay. Yeah, that hand's up in the air and waving like you just don't care. Helps you with the choking, child. Let's finish up this quick walk, y'all. I'm seeing, I don't know if it's in the video. Oh, I don't know if it's in the video or not. I'm seeing psychedelic lights. I want to slow down. I want to learn how to, I just want to learn how to, like, walk. You know, like, and, you know, we're coming up on the heat of the summer, and I got to get into place, and I want to just, like, stroll. I think strolling has something to do with hip action. You know? Just move your hip. Stroll. You know what? If I had a skirt on, I could tell if I was supposed to be like swish, 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 swish. Hip, 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 I only know walking for reasons. I don't know walking for no reasons. Even when I go to St. Mary's by the Sea and I walk, I'm walking to exercise. I'm walking to get my heart rate up. I'm not just strolling. Even if I'm walking and I've been there with friends. And again, we're not strolling. We're not strolling and walking. I don't know how to do that. We are again in my exercise mode. I want to get my heart rate up, but it's summer. And I'm older. And I want to learn how to stroll. Maybe this is strolling. Let me slow it down a little bit more. Am I strolling? I gotta look back at the video and see if I'm strolling. Just casually walking. I'm not rushing. I'm doing me. And I'm squeezing my gut. That's necessarily. Oh, here it is. If you don't have a strong core, I don't think you really can, like, stroll. Okay. Ha! Hold on, let me see. Let me just stroll. There we go. Yes. Let me just stroll. Yeah, it's like, I remember the first time I ice skated. I got the hang of it, and I glided. That's what it was all about. And it was amazing to me. I didn't understand about gliding. I knew about slipping and falling. I know about sliding. But I didn't know that gliding, where you just ice skate along, and you are moving with such little effort. But you need balance and a strong core. So that's what I want to do. January 2022, I'm going to pull out my ice skates and my helmet and all that stuff and make an appointment with a coach at the ice skating rink here in town. And I want to go back on the ice. Then I come home and I jump first into the steamer, and then I jump into the sauna, and then a contentment will run through me. Whew. That will make me happy to be alive. So I'm happy to be alive every day like today. Whew. Yeah, it's walking. I guess, I got all summer. I'm going to be trying to stroll. I'm not fast walking in this heat. So you got to start to slow yourself down. Like I said, today it was nice and cool and beautiful, but still. Yeah. My disco lights, not so much. Whew. This little walk is over so fast. So I'm going to ask Glenn and my aunt to come on the air and do the talking, and I'll do the listening. Yeah, when I first did my plays, I got my nieces and nephews who thought I was their mother's good Judy. To this day, they don't know I'm their blood aunt. I mean, you could tell a child as an adult, oh, that's your blood aunt. But if you raise them thinking that they just a good Judy, you know, because we never talked about our childhood, which is so true. I spent 13 years with them. They're older than me. So they knew me for 13 years. And when, after my mother died, we were separated and stuff like that. I went down south. And when I came back from down south, when I used to come back for the summer, they acted like they remembered me. And they were real kind and sweet. They were like sisters. And after graduation, and I did college, only a year. I just ran back to them. I just wanted to be with my sisters. And I went back to them, and they didn't remember having a childhood with me. And they would say, you know, now, well, I'm like 20, 19, 20. And I'm like, do you remember when we did this? And both of them would look at me and they would say, nope. My childhood was so horrible that I don't remember anything. And I was like, nothing? And they would both tell me, nothing. I was like, but I'm in that part that you don't have no memory of. So you don't have no memory of me. And they had no memory of me as a childhood. They have memory of friends and neighbors when we were younger, but to sit down and talk to me, oh, remember when Mama, when Mommy took us to the World's Fair? No memory they have. Do you remember how we used to go to Coney Island every year? Nope. No memory. Remember when we used to be at home with Granddaddy and he would take us to the park and he would give us the shaved ices? That's what he sold on top, shaved ices to kids, and underneath he was a bootlegger. He would have little pints and half pints he would sell. So the kids come over, he would give them from the top. The adults come over, he would go under the cart. And I would say, do you remember when the... And they would look at me and say, no, I have no memory. So I got my aunt to validate a couple of things, but there's only things in my life that can be validated by two sisters from my mother. And they have no recollection of almost 15 or 17 years of their lives. And for 13 of those 17 years, I was in their lives. So, that's why I have nieces and nephews that think I'm their mama's good Judy. But I used to get family to help me in production. You know, like reading and doing plays and stuff like that. And basically, I wasn't doing it as like an aunt. I was doing it in my heart as an aunt for my niece and nephew, putting them on stage, reading, studying, just the whole art of studying. It's just a different way of looking at it. The whole thing, getting your voice out there, being a center of attention. And my two sisters let me do it because I took the kids off their hands. Like all their friends. All the friends would take, you know, they would take, oh, let me take your kid for the weekend. Let me take you for the weekend and stuff like that. All their friends do. So when I would say, you know, let the kids stay with me for the weekend, they were like, sure, you can take them because I want to go here, here, and here. And they would never say, oh, you want to go stay with your aunt. It's like, Vicky will come and pick you up. Vicky will come get you. But they never told their kids memories about me because they had no memories that included me because 17 years of their life, they don't know anything about it. And I'm in those years. So their kids never heard stories like, oh, when we were small, blah, 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 blah. Oh, when we were small, and your Aunt Vicky, she would blah, 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 blah. Now, on the other hand, my daughter knows all about my two sisters. Because I would tell them, when we were small, your Aunt Dory, so and so and so and so. And when we were little, your Aunt Jamel, my daughter has those memories. So she calls her aunts all the time because she knows we're blood related from the cradle. But their kids just think I'm their mother's good Judy. Oh, let's do some connections. Yes. Here we go. So I'm going to bring in, see if I can get on Vivian to come and talk in the morning. She's pretty funny. I always loved Aunt Vivian. She would make me laugh all the time when I was a teenager. And so much sadness in my life, I just loved when I would go around her and she would have me cracking up. She was the one that when you got in trouble, okay, I wasn't laughing then, but Aunt Vivian was the one who used to say, look at that girl, acting like she grown, and she still got eggshell on the back of her ear. That means you just came out the shell. You just a chick because you got the eggshell on the back of your ear. So that's what I remember. Now that wasn't funny, but the other stuff she said, funny. I get when you hear her, she used to make me laugh, and she was so welcoming to me. Whew. Graduates, y'all. Whew, squeeze your gut. Oh, did I mention that Aunt Vivian is 79? Okay, just did. 10. All right. You squeeze your gut, right? And you tuck it in your elbow. Hey, this short walk is over. I'm walking, yes indeed, I'm walking, oh yeah, just for me, I'm walking, thank you for the company. I'm walking, so happy to be walking, happy to be walking, thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, walking, thank you for the company. Yeah. We did it. June. We're in the middle of the 6th month. We've been walking since January 2nd. Woo, 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 woo. See you tomorrow. Thanks for the company.